I had a, I just woke up. I'm about to just be up for the rest of the time that I'm up. I'm just gonna say just like this. You know, I'm gonna speak to spirits and and, and protection spirits, spirits of guidance. You know, apparitions. Apparitions are different even in the physical reality because another person played apparitions because you see how a person plays Candy Crush like on a cell phone and then they said apparitions. It's like an app that a person, a spirit of enlightenment that they're gonna try to get rid of a certain type of way. So when the person regards it in a vocabulary, they'll say an apparition. An apparition is something that's there that's not really there, that's just on its way to be faded out. Sometimes you have people that say that, and the way when they use that type of expression is because they're like Candy Crush, something that they already targeted like Candy Crush. Do you hear this guy? You hear this guy with the horn on the train? That guy, it was probably an apparition type guy. That guy probably is a guy that says is an apparition type guy because every time I would go outside, I'd be hearing that train for no reason. Like that guy just, I don't know, like he alarms people to fuck up people's lives. So this is why I'll be moving from this place also because these people didn't want me here. It's like timing them, timing them too bad for them, man. Good for them. Whatever's gonna happen to them because there's a person that been waiting. It's like if they had beef, they were waiting for a time. I'm talking about timing them. If they were waiting for a time, if they had beef to ruin their life at a point of acknowledgement. Whoever this was the individual, your black elements that lit up your black elements. Because if you go look at that train, it's nothing but is a rusty black train that just wants to look like it wants to deteriorate life. So that's just anyway. I don't want to speak about it too bad. Good for you, whatever happens to you. But I'm gonna just say just like this, to spirits of possession, if it or spirits of guidance, spirits of warning, spirits uh, of enlightenment, spirits of love, spirits of wealth, spirits of enrichment, spirits of strength, spirits of might, spirits of regardment. I'm gonna just say just like this. You know, consecration is holy ground, so it's all around the board of individuals' habitation, even to the star beings and the higher consciousness of one's social equality of one's education, and of certain social only certain meaning difference in reality from other social economic systems. You know, I'm gonna just say just like this. If you have it's the spirits have a house. Now speaking to all spirits or spiritual guidance, all I said. If the spirits have a house, and then you have somebody that comes in your house that acts erratic. Now I'm a man that made all original consecration. Nobody else can even do the things that I do. So I know for a fact, not none of the empresses know how to make anything in spirituality. It was only me. So they can ask the spirits to do something or something, a spirit that I may have gave them to handle something. So once they use that spirit against me, it's just like acknowledging. And once they use that spirit against me, that spirit will acknowledge that this is used against me and it's going to turn on them, even in the physical reality, and then destroy the energy of the force or purpose that was using the spirit against me at the time. Because that means that person was mishandling the spirit, and the spirit needs to know where it acknowledged and the reason of its existence to disregard the person that's trying to use it against me. And that's how it's going to be for all paradigm of time and all reality. But I'm gonna just say just like this. I made all consecration. Consecration is like holy ground for the spirits, even acknowledgement, for the rejuvenation and the cycling of the reality, so they can stay in existence. Certain spirits that never dishonored me, that always honored me, can stay in certain spirits that never dishonored me, and the spirits that dishonored me will fade away, but certain spirits that never dishonor me will always stay in the cycle and was in existence of life and receptiveness. Now, I'm gonna just say just like this, especially the ones that never tormented me or never caused me any grief or stress. So I'm gonna just say just like this. They could stay in the receptiveness of existence, in the cycle of existence, to have receptiveness and be acknowledged and acknowledged of other people. So I'm gonna just say, even at the time of their real manifestation of their precise conduct coming from me, Raphael and JR, I'm gonna just say just like this. You know, if you have somebody eradicate, it's like inviting somebody to one's house and then they start destroying a person's house or taking things from a person's house. Like, you know, a person comes to your house and then they break ornaments or some or something you have standing, or they they try to do other things. Like the spirits itself would have to know the difference, how to handle the situation according to the reality. If a person's trying to do the difference, or trying to break into a person's acknowledgement in the physical reality. Now, the spirits would have to know how real situations are. So it's like consecration. If a person wants power or magic from a spirit, how is the person going about it? So it's like, if a person's fucking over consecrated ground, they already fucking, they're showing the spirit that it's not gonna honor the spirit, like it's gonna kill the spirit. So a person doing something like that is a person that's gonna be tormented, murdered, or well, depending on the spirit. Because if they're not me, if it's me, it's a difference. Because the spirit got to think about it. Like, I'm the one that made it, so why would I be doing that? It must be something I'm going to be wanting to handle. It might be something I want to handle a certain type of way without causing it any type of grief a certain type of way. So I might want to do something else a certain type of way. So the energy and the spirit have to think about me. It can't do nothing to me, but another person, if it's somebody else, it could torment them, torture them, it could guide them. You would, but once you see a person trying to kill a spirit, you could torment them, torture them, murder them, whatever you're gonna do, because they're already not honoring the reason of the higher receptiveness of their guidance, or of the reason of structure, or a point of acknowledgement or regardment of their social habitation in their social life. And then they'll be wondering what caused their mishaps when it came to their mythology, magic, or their education, to their metaphysics at a time. So the most likely those people are people that would have did it to themselves a certain type of way. Means a difference in the reality, because I made these situations a difference for me. But I'm gonna just be real, is just like the reason why I'm not even gonna say nothing. So say for instance, you have a person that comes in your house, and like say I invited some I go out with somebody, or I invite somebody to my house, and then they break things. Say for instance, like me, I invite a feminine being to my house, and then we speaking, and then she starts acting erratic, and she starts smacking things around, like trying to break it. That's a person that's already dishonoring consecration from the point of existence to 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 forwardness in all physical reality, because they don't care about the habitation of the structure of an individual. And I'm the person that's always precise structure. So another person, if they do something like that, that's a person that doesn't care about another person's habitation or their structure, or of holiness or consecration. So they will be defiling consecration. So that individual that would cause something like that, And I'm just gonna be real, and I'm just gonna say just like this. It, A spirit of consecration is a spirit of holiness and of real guidance and high and regardment and even of protection for even individuals. How can I say this? Foundation of property of reality. So if a person breaking through consecration means they would do it to anywhere in any on anybody's house. So if somebody witnessed that somebody's doing that at a point, that means they would do it to anybody else, and in the physical reality going forward in the paradigm. And if a person's moving with a person causing that, they 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 must not be realizing it because they're being manipulated by the individual till that individual does it to them also, because in the physics is going to add up. But you know, I'm just gonna be real. It's just like having a chick that dishonored the reason of a person's temple or human habitation of of their humanity or humane condition, and then dishonoring. And once they dishonor, that means they would dishonor anybody in the social economic. So you would have to see that person that would do that is like especially if they do it to me, or or a person or empress that never dishonored me, that always made me happy, that never tormented my mind or stress because I'm in existence, I'm life. So it would have to be somebody that never tormented my mind or did anything wrong to me for for in existence. Now I know for a fact certain spirits that did wrong to me and it took place in even in a certain type of habitation uh, 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 of that who that needed to get rid of certain other individuals' habitation that I'm speaking about. But I'm speaking about the individuals that how can I say this, that try to dishonor me in the energy or in receptiveness in life. The spirits will have to literally get rid of them people. It, it shouldn't even use them people as an example in the physical reality, because it will cause a further distortion or the weakening of habitation, and or the spoiling of one's reality until they're not even in existence. So the spirits would have to know how real the situation is. So, I just say just like this, be careful of people that break through consecrated ground or go after people's houses, property, land, or countries or cities, or buildings or companies, or corporations, or temples or habitations of places of honor. Once you have people that will break and try to dishonor those type of things, those are people that will never honor the spirituality of the higher consciousness in the future, in the reality of life. It's just like even in the movie Scorpion King, when you see the sorceress sleep with the other guy that was a Scorpion King, and she wasn't supposed to be with the guy, she was supposed to be with somebody else. But when you see her sleep with the guy and she told the guy to lose her powers, she showed she didn't even care about having her powers. Being a spiritual guide to the individual, she was already. There was no case of emergency for the spirit. She was already gonna fuck up the receptiveness and the time frequency, and then it would have to move on, and it would have to move on, and then you never know the type of acknowledgement or how the vibrational current that another individual is moving with that's causing the end. Because if a person is moving with a wrong vibrational current, like say a train, like the trains with the black element, or the train the dagger in Manhattan with the black element, that when the train passes, it causes certain current that knocks out all the consciousness of the star beings and stuff. So once a train would do something like that, it's already knocking out its own natural vibrational current of enlightenment. So it's making itself stupid at even a point of existence, and it's causing its own death in the physical reality, because the real enlightenment of the regardment of the real enlightenment of the energy, it already killed. So it already killed its own consciousness, so the shit is just moving around stupid, not knowing what the fuck is going on, and then ending up killing itself, and then and in the paradigm sequence wondering why it did it to itself, is because it disregarded the point of his consciousness of the quality of receptiveness of tranquility, or how can I say this? Orgasmic or hyper sexual hypersexual receptiveness. So I don't even want to speak about nothing else. Once you see spirits that would do that, it's already messing up. It's like messing up its own timetables of existence. You can't mess up your timetable of existence. You have to have the precise timetable of existence to have the hypersexualness for an individual to refine, for one receptiveness to be a part of the physical reality. You have to stop the people that's trying to fuck up people's land, consecration, or people that's trying to cause some type of torment or rape or punishment or misguidance or certain type of things like that. The people that does that, those are the people the energies got to get together and get rid of, even in the force and energy of even the habitations of nature and life. Because if you see somebody trying to, it's just like somebody trying to cause a different type of equality and cause and take away nature's natural habitation. Once you see that, the energies and spirits of nature has to know about the time sequencing in the atmosphere and get rid of that individual one by one in the physical reality that causes that type of influence or has that type of acknowledgement or in unity or even sexual with that individual that will cause harm to the habitation of the nature or my habitation that made nature. So it would be especially mean than secondary itself unless the habitation offended or disregarded me. That's when the energies would have to know there will be a continuance of survival, but now you would have to get rid of that point that disregarded me that was supposed to be a point of guidance, and then you have to torment and get rid of that energy regardless of whatever happens, because once it disregards the reason of its consciousness, the reason of the existence, then you have to get rid of it. And then notice in all the information I'm giving, the energy must know this. So watch out for it trying to cause identity theft because it didn't know the information precisely. So it's trying to know. So the other energies, forces, nature, and spirits would have to acknowledge and to regard me, so it wouldn't fall under a person that was trying to clone or cause some type of other reality in the physical. One would have to know the reason of existence, so the energy wouldn't be manipulated when it comes to the physical, and know the literal physics of its reality, so one wouldn't take advantage of the habitation, because that means another person probably be trying to misguide the spirit because it doesn't care about the survival of the reality, because it already wants to do wrong to the consecration, and it's not a person that made the consecration, so it already be trying to get rid of the energies of habitation of the consecration. So be very careful. So the energies, once it knows that, they would have to just watch out for me, Rafa and JR, and then don't like I said, once the energies know these things, they would have to watch out for me, Rafa and JR, and know the difference in the reality, so it wouldn't be manipulated by other individuals. So they see, just like, look at that cat that is next to that tree, that's behind that tree. See? Loved one. That's what I have to say. That's why I don't deal with animals. Animals are people with wild emotions at times. They don't know the difference in habitation to their point and of their quality. And individuals that do those type of things are already wrong a certain type of way, because when you look at the time sequencing and we're in the years of the reflection, certain habitation is secret a certain way. You see people wanting to do wild things, that's something else. That's a person that was probably already causing ignorance a certain type of way and just manipulating the physical reality. You gotta be careful. Loved one, I know what I'm speaking about. Loved one, Raphael and JR. I'm a real high energy, high humanity being. And even when I'm viewing humanity,